The wrestling world just exploded with news that nobody saw coming, and the shockwaves are still being felt across every corner of the industry. What happens when the American Nightmare crosses paths with the Wiseman and suddenly everything we thought we knew about WWE gets turned completely upside down? If you're not subscribed yet, you're missing out on breaking news like this, so hit that button now because what's unfolding is absolutely insane. Cody Rhodes has done the unthinkable. The man who spent years fighting against authority figures, the man who built his legacy on being anti-establishment, the man who promised to finish his story by any means necessary has now aligned himself with Paul Heyman in some mysterious group being called the Vision. This isn't just a casual partnership or a one-time thing for a storyline. Sources close to the situation are saying this is a complete restructuring of power dynamics in WWE, and Cody Rhodes is right at the center of it all. The whispers started a few weeks ago when people noticed Cody and Heyman having several private conversations backstage at multiple events. At first everyone thought maybe Heyman was just giving advice to the current face of the company, but it was way more than that. These weren't friendly chats between colleagues. These were strategic planning sessions, and now we know exactly what they were planning. The Vision isn't just another faction, and it's not another attempt at recreating past glory. This is something entirely different, and the people involved are making it clear that they're here to change everything about how WWE operates. Paul Heyman bringing Cody Rhodes into this group signals that they're not playing around. Heyman has always been the master manipulator, the genius behind some of the greatest careers in wrestling history, and now he's got his hands on the biggest star in the company. Think about what that means. Cody Rhodes, with the strategic mind of Paul Heyman guiding him, could become absolutely unstoppable. The interesting part is how this whole thing came together, because it wasn't what anyone expected. After Cody won the championship and finally finished his story, most people thought that was it. He did what he set out to do, he proved everyone wrong, and now he would just defend his title and be the fighting champion everyone wanted him to be. But Cody is smarter than that. He knows that staying on top is harder than getting there, and he knows that in WWE you need more than just talent to survive at the top level. That's where Paul Heyman comes in. Heyman approached Cody with an offer that was too good to refuse. He told him about the Vision, about a group of people who are tired of seeing WWE run the same way it's always been run, tired of seeing talent get wasted, tired of seeing the same old formulas repeated over and over. Heyman painted a picture of a new WWE where the performers have real power, where decisions are made by people who actually understand the business, where creativity isn't stifled by outdated corporate thinking, and Cody bought into it completely. But here's where things get really interesting. The Vision isn't just Cody and Heyman. There are other names being thrown around, major players in WWE who are reportedly part of this group but haven't been revealed yet. The secrecy around who else is involved has everyone in the locker room paranoid, and everyone online speculating wildly about who might be part of this new power structure. Some people think this is all a work. The WWE creative came up with this storyline to create intrigue and drama. But the people who really know what's going on backstage are saying this is real. This isn't just a storyline for television. This is actual backstage politics playing out in front of our eyes. Cody Rhodes aligning with Heyman represents a real shift in power dynamics and a real challenge to how things have been done. And that brings us to the next bombshell that's connected to all of this. Triple H being controlled by social media. Now at first that sounds ridiculous. Triple H is the chief content officer of WWE, he's the man running creative, he's the guy who everyone credits with making WWE programming better since he took over from Vince McMahon. How could he possibly be controlled by social media? But look at the evidence and it starts to make sense. Every major decision Triple H has made recently seems to be directly influenced by what's trending online. A wrestler gets over with the fans on social media and suddenly they're pushed to the moon. Someone gets criticized online and they disappear from television. Storylines change direction based on Twitter reactions. Match outcomes seem predetermined by whatever will generate the most online engagement. Triple H has essentially turned WWE creative into a reactive machine that responds to social media feedback instead of telling the stories they want to tell. At first this seemed like a good thing. Fans finally felt heard. The wrestlers who connected with audiences online were getting opportunities. But now it's gone too far, and that's exactly what the Vision is fighting against. Cody and Heyman are arguing that WWE has lost its identity by trying to please everyone on social media. They believe that true creative vision means making bold choices even if they're unpopular, taking risks even if they might not trend immediately, building long-term stories instead of chasing short-term social media spikes. The tension between Triple H and the Vision is becoming impossible to ignore. There have been several heated meetings backstage where Cody has directly challenged Triple H's creative direction. Heyman has been vocal about his disagreements with how things are being run. Other members of the Vision have started pushing back against storylines and finishes they don't agree with. This isn't just about creative differences anymore. This is about control of the entire company and two completely different philosophies about how WWE should operate. Triple H believes in giving fans what they want based on social media feedback. The Vision believes in creating what fans need even if they don't know they want it yet. It's the difference between being reactive and being proactive, between following trends and setting them, between being safe and being revolutionary. Now let's talk about Bianca Belair because her return to action adds another huge layer to everything happening right now. Bianca has been out of action dealing with some personal issues and recovering from a minor injury, but she's back and she's returned with a completely different attitude. The Bianca who left was the smiling happy EST of WWE who loved performing for the fans and being a role model. The Bianca who came back is focused, intense, and clearly has something to prove. There are strong rumors that Bianca might be the female representative of the Vision. Think about how much sense that makes. Bianca has been one of the most talented performers in WWE for years, but she's also been someone who's been booked inconsistently. She wins the title, loses it quickly, wins it again, gets put in random feuds that don't go anywhere. She's exactly the kind of talent that the Vision would want to protect and elevate properly. Her return promo didn't mention the Vision directly, but the themes were all there. She talked about being tired of playing by rules that don't benefit her. She mentioned that talent alone isn't enough in this business and that real power comes from making strategic alliances. She called out the current women's division for being more concerned with social media followers than actual wrestling ability. Every word of that promo sounded like it was written by Paul Heyman and approved by Cody Rhodes. If Bianca really is part of the Vision, then the women's division is about to get shaken up in a major way. Imagine Bianca with the full backing and strategic planning of Heyman's mind. Imagine her not having to worry about losing randomly because creative changed their minds based on a Twitter poll. Imagine her being presented as the absolute top star she should be without any of the start and stop booking that's plagued her career. The reaction to her return has been mixed, and that's exactly what the Vision wants. Some fans are excited to see this new aggressive version of Bianca. Others are upset that she's not the same character they fell in love with. But that division is the point. The Vision doesn't care about making everyone happy. They care about creating compelling television and building real stars, even if it means making some people uncomfortable along the way. And this is where everything connects back to the bigger picture of what's happening in WWE right now. You have Cody Rhodes and Paul Heyman leading this Vision group that's challenging the entire power structure. You have Triple H trying to maintain control while being pulled in every direction by social media reactions. You have Bianca Belair returning with a new attitude and possibly new allegiances. All of these pieces are moving on the same board and they're all heading toward a massive collision. The locker room is completely divided over this. Some wrestlers are publicly supporting the Vision and what they stand for. Others are staying loyal to Triple H and the current system. A lot of people are sitting on the fence waiting to see which side comes out on top before they commit to anything. But everyone knows that decisions are being made right now that will determine the future of WWE for years to come. There are reports of talents requesting releases because they don't want to deal with the political chaos. There are stories of people trying to get themselves written off television until this all blows over. There are rumors of major names from other promotions being contacted by both sides trying to recruit them to WWE with promises of being part of either the Vision or Triple H's camp. The next few months are going to be absolutely critical. We're likely going to see this play out both on screen and behind the scenes. Storylines will reflect the real tension happening backstage. Matches will have actual stakes because they'll represent which side is winning the power struggle. Every promo will be dissected for clues about who's really aligned with who and what the endgame is for all of this. Cody Rhodes joining forces with Paul Heyman and the Vision changes everything because Cody isn't just any wrestler. He's the current face of the company, he's the guy who was supposed to represent everything good about WWE's future, and now he's leading a revolution against the very system that elevated him to the top. That kind of turn, that kind of statement, sends a message that nobody is safe and nothing is off limits. Paul Heyman's involvement makes this even more dangerous because Heyman doesn't lose. He finds ways to win even when the odds are completely stacked against him. He knows how to manipulate situations, how to turn public opinion, how to make his clients look like the most important people in the industry. If Heyman is orchestrating this whole Vision movement, then you better believe he has a long-term plan that we haven't even begun to see yet. Triple H being influenced by social media is the perfect weak point for Heyman to exploit. Social media is fickle and changes by the hour. Building a company's creative direction on social media reactions means you're building on quicksand. Heyman knows this and he's using it against Triple H at every opportunity. Every time Triple H makes a decision based on Twitter trends, Heyman points it out. Every time a storyline changes because of Instagram comments, the Vision uses it as evidence that WWE has lost its way. Bianca Belair's return couldn't have come at a better time for the Vision if she really is part of it. The women's division needs a major shakeup and Bianca has the star power and credibility to lead that change. Her presence gives the Vision legitimacy in both the men's and women's divisions. It shows that this isn't just about a few disgruntled guys trying to grab power. This is about fundamentally changing how WWE operates across every division and every level. The fans are caught in the middle of all this and reactions are all over the place. Some people love the chaos and the unpredictability. They're excited to see real drama playing out instead of the usual scripted entertainment. Others are frustrated and confused. They just want to watch good wrestling matches and fun storylines without having to decode real backstage politics. But that's the wrestling business, and it always has been. The line between reality and fiction is what makes wrestling special, and right now that line is blurrier than it's been in years. What we're witnessing is potentially the biggest shift in WWE power dynamics since the Monday Night Wars or since Vince McMahon stepped down. Cody Rhodes and Paul Heyman are betting everything that their vision for WWE is better than the current direction. Triple H is fighting to maintain control and prove that listening to fans through social media is the right approach. Bianca Belair is positioning herself as a major player regardless of which side she ultimately lands on. And all of this is happening while WWE is at the peak of its popularity, doing record business, and seemingly on top of the wrestling world. That's what makes this so fascinating. This isn't a company in crisis trying to figure out how to survive. This is a successful company being torn apart from the inside by people who think it could be even better. The stakes are enormous, and the outcome will determine what WWE looks like for the next decade. Everything is connected and everything matters right now. Every segment on television could be a clue about the bigger picture. Every social media post from a WWE talent could be a statement of allegiance. Every backstage report could be revealing the next move in this massive chess game. This is why you need to stay subscribed, because this story is developing every single day and you don't want to miss a single update. The wrestling world is changing right before our eyes, and we're all here to witness history being made. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss what happens next, because trust me, what's coming is going to be absolutely insane.